Okay, well, welcome to, I guess you would say, the second part of this painting from my live feed here on YouTube. So I'm just going to start going after some of the firewood, and I'm going to be going after, um, there's a lot of colors in the firewood. I'll just bring this up here so you can see it. You've got gray greens, bluish grays, and you can see all kinds of different darks. That's probably black. So I'll just, put it in where it is. And then there's going to be the flame topping over the logs and stuff, the firewood. So let me just think of what I want to do first, and then we'll go from there. I think I'll go after this area here, which, give me a second. I got to put a little paint in the old micron here. Okay, so I get number 10. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be using a color I pre-mixed. It's going to be bouncing back and forth between mostly opaque colors, but there'll be probably some transparent tints and stuff that will be on top of the actual opaque paint. Okay, so let's get some paint in the gun here and just start. And hopefully people from my Facebook Live will come on over, and people that have subscribed to the YouTube channel, and we can have some people on here right now. If it's not that way, then we can know that it will be up there for you guys to look at later. All right, so I'm going to work on this area right here, and I'm going to get a shield here. Need a straight edge, so I'll just use one of the straight edge on the art tool stencil. Just want to keep it kind of, actually it curves too at one point, so that might be good right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up. Oh, there's my other picture. I was looking for that. Good. Okay. So that'll help you guys see some things that I'm working on closer. Let's see how this works for now. Right there, I'm going to be working on this area. This is damaged, but it's just the chocolate brown, the dark brown that I can put in after. Okay, so let's get this color in the gun. And get this raised up a little bit. Okay, so we'll just go like this, and we will lift the painting up. I would say probably to about there, just to get it. And that's going to need a piece of tape too, just to keep that up there too. Okay, this way I can get the shield in there. As you can see, the curve right there will work out pretty good. Try to deflect some of the paint. Actually, it's a more drastic curve, so I'm going to get my French curve and see how that does. It's all figuring it out as you go. At least it is for me. Okay, so that's too drastic. I do have this stencil I could cut out. Let me see what I got here. Yeah. So I've got that. So what I'll do is I'll just cut that shape out real quick. on my desk here. You can see the cutting mat. It'll be better to have the real shape instead of fooling around with something that is not, it's more, uh, it's more accurate to do it this way. So I'll just come down here. Oops, out and around. And this is really a fuzzy edge here, so I'm not going to worry about, you know, an exact. So let's take this out this way. And we'll take this over this way more and just pull it out. Check out my cut. Little pancake here I got to get rid of, a little flat spot. Okay, so I have that now. All right, I was spending so much time mixing colors, I wasn't even focused on the shields. So let's just start to, I do see a little more right here, that brown. I'm going to get that shape because it kind of goes to a little bit of a point there. It's a rounded edge point if I could capture it with the X-Acto knife. Okay. Sorry about the arms there. Okay, so let's just put this in here and bring it in a little. Bring that up. I'm just going to whisper a little bit right in this area, just to get it established. Now I'm just going to try to focus on the freehand. Okay. If anybody is on here from Facebook, if you could share this over to the pages like the TV Guide page for airbrushing, that would be great. Tim, how you doing, buddy? Thank you. Much appreciated. I mixed up 17 colors for this painting. 17 colors. It doesn't probably seem like it in the photograph. Michael, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on board. How's the volume, guys? If you could just tell me how the sound is, that would be great. And if somebody could share this to a strategic airbrush page, like, you know, the airbrush and paint, custom paint TV guide. So I'm going after this area right here. That's great. Thank you. And if somebody, I don't know if you could share it onto the TV guide page, an Iwata maybe, that would be great, because then those guys will get to watch it live. So there's my color, okay? And I have strategically mixed these colors. This is not messing around with transparent and guessing. You know, you can get transparent, it's really accurate. But there's my color. Better yet, there's my color. And this is the real printout. So you could see on here the match. It's there. It's just, I don't know if you guys can see it. But anyway, yeah. So let me get this is my little storage cup. I'm going to put it on the side here. And I'm going to check my chat thing, make sure I'm saying hi. I'm glad you're doing good, Michael. Here we go. Let's get some spraying done. So we've got this area. It kind of was established with a different color, but I've got to kind of just walk this baby up. Right now that I have the stencil cut out, I'm going to move this over right to about there. And I'm going to whisper in a little color right there, because it shows that piece of yellow shooting up right here, which I'll reestablish sometimes things get a little lost on with the opaque colors, at least for this painting. Okay, so this goes right up into there, and I could probably use this at this point, I do believe, to capture that shape. How round is it? That's what I need. I don't want it to be too round. So I'm going to just lift this off the surface and be a little pump stroke here and there to get that just to kind of come up there. And then I could just take the straight edge right here, just to push it a little bit that way. And it would help if I had a little more. Oh yeah, I have paint there. I must have tip dry. Yeah, tip dry. Okay. Again, a little bit of pushing this way. There we go. That's working. And now this same color, which is pretty dark here, I'm going to kind of put it 100% right at the base, free-handed and right there. That's as dark as it can get right there. And then it kind of fades out and it gets that rough, that really neat edge there. So let's try the zoom on this to see how I do. Oops, sorry guys, it's very, okay. So there's what I'm looking at. Now I'm gonna have to give you the smaller picture here so you can see it better. Okay, so you can just look, well, where is it? Let's see, it's gotta go down. I guess I could put it over here and get some tape. Yeah, the color that I'm spraying in this dark area right here is going to be the same color but sprayed lighter now over the base color, the underpainting of this orange that is waiting right here to just get lost kind of where you could still see. So I'll just mist over it, tip dry, using my Micron, custom Micron SB. For anybody that watches this that's a newbie, side bottle, really great. You have nothing in your view blocking you. So now I'm just going to carefully establish this flame. Again, I'm holding this off the surface and I'm going to try to just deflect a little bit of that paint. Let's see, I got to look at that. There's a gap there, right about there. Okay, so that's still lighter there, so I'm going to kind of come up here on this side and just whisper it in and look at it and not get too ahead of myself here. I'm not worried about spraying into the brown. It will create a color shift. It will look ugly, but I'm just darkening that edge and I'm paying attention to the value of that. So let's do this freehand right here. Okay. Okay. So that's going to darken that. And I have to find out, I know this probably will reappear in different areas. That might be it there again, which would be right here. I'm not worried about the pencil line because this will cover it. Got the Mac valve going on here, guys. I'm going to unzoom a little bit so you can see it better. Let's go with right around there. Okay. Roy Johnson, hello. How you doing, buddy? Okay, so like I said, this just got scratched with a fingernail. Look how hot that looks. That's just going to be the dark brown. And this got a little bit of probably a wet finger with paint on it. But okay, so I'm building that, and I'm going to freehand this in right here. Turn the air valve down and just go for it. Because it's fuzzy edges, right? This hops out that way a little. Okay. Um, I'm too zoomed in. Sorry. So what I just sprayed was right here. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So maybe the best thing to do is to let you guys see it. It's super sensitive, so I'm sorry for that when I go to move it. It's very sensitive to the fingers. Okay. So I have that up for a reason because I was using a shield. So let me start. I'm going to use a little more air pressure now. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. My neck is sore from mixing colors all day. Okay, so I do believe that's that. No, no, it's above that. That's pink. So I have to go up in here. Yeah, there it is. Boy, you can get confused real easy with this of where things are. Air dry that because it's blowing out on me. Too much air maybe. Reestablish that again. Second coat that with a lot less air. Second coat that. And then because it's kind of stealing some room from underneath, in other words, I sprayed down into an area because it did that little blowout. I'm going to clean this up in here. And I'm going to get my other more, I'll try this one first, which might get it done quicker. See. This is pink in this area, so I have to kind of be careful. It's got so many colors. It's going to be pretty. I mean, the wood is going to have a lot of cool things going on in it. Need a little more air pressure to whisper this out. There. All these colors are so, to do a piece of fine art like this, all these colors are so important to be on the money because I'm not trying to just do flames with candy paint or something. I'm trying to mimic the photograph the best I can. And so because of that, I'm going for just a more realistic piece of fine art that's going to be looked at next to the photograph and hopefully convince people that it's close to the photograph. Far from photorealism, but that's my goal. You can match colors all day. If you don't have the skill with the airbrush to put the fine details in and stuff, then you're going to have a little problem there. Okay, so I'm going to go back in here again. I'm going to put this color right here. It goes right down to here. So I'll just do that. And I see a little yellow that shot up. I can put that in with correction thing later. Just kind of melt that in there a little bit. Opaque covers, so that's the nice thing about that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I got underneath there. Now, I'm just going to look at it for a second. This is going to be fun in here. So, and this is going to be pink there. I'm going to, like I said, I have an aggressive eraser with a really nice point. Yeah. Tim, I appreciate that, especially coming from you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so you take that off and we'll just turn it sideways. And I'm just going to go after the cleanup area right in here. Sorry, just shaking the phone here. For anybody new that will come on later, I'm paying a lot more attention to my YouTube channel now. And if you want to get subscribe and hit the notification bell, that way you'll see the latest uploads and live feeds. What I like about this too is I like the fact that I can use the horizontal. It doesn't recommend it. YouTube's not recommending the horizontal, but I don't care as long as they give it to me still. I cannot stand the vertical. Not for, I want to have the width. I don't want to have that narrow window that they give you. Can't stand that. Okay, so I'm just kind of cleaning this up in here, getting it ready for an opaque pink color. So that will be there. This can kind of fog out like that. That's a very dark spot. I just took the pencil at that point and I made it, let me just put this up here. Hold on one second, guys. I made just a little shading mark to tell me where to go, you know, with this. So, yeah. So, I'm just checking some of the comments here. All right. Michael, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get as close to the picture as I can. Still working on the sunflower clown picture this week, and I did not do anything on it. Okay, Michael, what are you painting? Who else we got here? Roy, my buddy Roy. And yeah, okay. And I see there's about 7 people that are joined on, so welcome everybody. And here we go. We're going to start to go after. Now this eraser here has started to get kind of flat lined on me, fat, and when you start erasing with it a lot. So I'm just going to get a brand new one. And I have that over here in my stack of drawers. Might as well just put it on the end of this pencil. Now I have a nice chiseled edge, brand new, because I want to get in here and I just want to clean up where some new color is going to go. The top of the log, you know, is right in there. So I'm just going to push that paint around, and then I have to right away clean that on a piece of copy paper so that you can get that off. Okay, so we got that, we got this. Racing always makes the camera shake with my setup. Hopefully I can get more advanced equipment in the future, but right now this is what I'm working with. Okay, so I'm going to start to establish some dark area. I'm just going to start to find things. So I think the first thing I'll go for is the darker area in here. And what I've done is I've numbered my paints. And then I have a photograph with paper and notes on it that I'm keeping down below in the drawer. I have a desk drawer that I pull out here or on the sidelines. And This way I get to kind of know what I want and what color. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say paint by numbers, but sorry guys, nameless. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Okay. Love to have all you guys here. All right. So, no names mentioned, nameless. Okay. So, okay. Give me 1 second. I am going to get a thing in the kitchen real quick. All right. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to take my color and I'm going to start to go, I think I want to go after this. And I think we have, what color is that? Boy, it looks like this color. It sure does. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. I have it numbered anyway. Looking for a number 17. Now, if I grab the one that I just sprayed, which was 10, number 10, this is just my system, guys. It's just to find colors. You can see there's a difference, okay? One is a much darker version of the orangey brown. This is reddish, actually. And it takes careful study to find out. I do pop in every now and then and lurk for 5 minutes and keep, I can't read that, it just went away. Live chat. And keep up with your work. Loved that you switched to create text colors, Tim. Yeah, that's cool. All kinds of, like Tim's using the Wicket, right? The Wicket line. I'm using the illustration line, which for anybody out there that is new, the Createx illustration. Yeah, Tim, thanks for popping on. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing it. And I will see you out there in the cyber world. Okay, so anyway, it's a transparent paint that is right out of the bottle. And obviously, if you, let me just open this for a minute for somebody that's not up on color, say, I'm not trying to do a color theory lesson of sorts. I'm just trying to. So right out of the bottle, you can just see it right there. There is not a color on here that is right out of the bottle. All right, it's just not. So if you do a little research on color theory, you're going to figure out the opposites, which in this case, the opposite of orange is blue, you know. And so if you start messing with color and pull the color away and make it grayer and browner, or in the case of red, you'd be, say you're painting the side of an old barn and it's got a lot of red in the wood, then you would take the opposite, green, and you would start to pull it into a gray world. But this is where color theory, deep color theory comes in, and you've got to study that. And when you're ready, you can hop over to my buddy Drew Blair's and get his color theory class that in a box. And I just can't say enough about it. You'll understand color like never before. and you can own it for all the days of your life, and you can review it, and you could do that with the other ones that he has. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get the lighter brown, which is right here, the orangey brown, out of there. Make sure that I'm ready for the new darker reddish brown. There it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is my method of paint by numbers. There's no numbers on my painting, but it is helpful to know what I need. And because I'm trying to get all the little nuances of color, if one's a little redder, I don't want to do it live because you guys are watching and you want to see something happen, right? So let me get to the side here. So I'm going for this section in here, and I'm going to just start lightly spraying it in and keep the edge fuzzy and just work it up to the top like this. This is the wood itself now. And I can leave some areas lighter and darker. I haven't sprayed that full force right now, so I will do that. But there's also detail in there, so I'm going to kind of spray it in the middle, like right in there, and leave it lighter at the top. And the bottom, I'm going to put the air pressure up, and I'm going to, because I need a little bit of sending this out this way a little with a little feather stroke, and this way, just a baby one, just to have it waiting. Now I'm going to air dry that, turn the air back down, and start to deepen that a little more right there. Okay, so now I have that kind of waiting. There. Actually, this goes up. Now, if something's a little darker and trying to, here, let's go in a little bit more. Man, this thing is sensitive. All right, well, that's the area I am working on, so let's just keep with it. Okay, so over here, this orangey area is going to be around there. So right now, I'm just kind of establishing some of the wood. And then it reappears right here, right in this area. So I got a gap here, and then I got to just kind of just know where to put it right there. Okay, it's like broken up areas. That might have another color on top of it after I get this kind of figured out. I believe that's this, so I'm going to hold off on that one. Put a little darkness on this side. I don't think it's as red though. So I'll just kind of put that little dark there, and then I'll blow it out with the other color, the browner one. All right, so, oh, that's not that color. I got to remember. Okay, I do believe I could probably use that right here. So let's use a little edge, a fuzzy edge. Can't lift this up. Okay. So it's I raised the shield a little bit, just to, first I'm going to deflect a little bit right there, and I'll show you that. There we go. So that's going to be that little highlighted area, and this will be the darker color right here, but I'm just going to put this in for now. Well, it looks like it. It looks just like it, so, okay. little by little, right? Oh yeah, I want to deflect this darker color. But again, I'm trying to keep it in the air, the shield, right there. Whoops, too much air. Okay. Yeah, welcome. Hello, Felix. Okay, so yeah, to all you guys that are on here, that's what I'm doing this for, to hang out with you guys and have some fun and paint and share what I know and vice versa. All right, so up in here, let me get my notes out because I have as soon as I get this. All right, so I'm going to start putting some gray in here. Okay, it's pre-mixed, and I just need to just check my number. Okay, because like I said, I have a number system I'm using just to help me find things. Okay, so I gotta. In the meantime, I'm taking this color, putting it back together. Number 17 lives right over here. And now I'm going to go for number 6. There's so many colors in the wood that it just gets crazy after a while. Look at the wood. Blues and grays. There's greens. Each photograph's a little different. So let me show you the big one. I mean, you could see the green by my thumb. You could see cerulean blue, cobalt blue, kind of, little light mixtures of it. You could see that reappearing from here to here, and darks and lights. The wood itself is a piece of artwork, right? And then the hot flames over here that are just, and then this light torn up bark that's hanging over that's got a blue in the blue family, but it's a blue gray, and it even has a little green on. So I'll have to just study it as I paint. And this is flat out black, and that's black. So this is brown, that's black. So I'm just deciphering the picture so that I can make sure that I have what I need. In other words, I don't want to just think everything's black and just put it there, and it's not. Everything is not black. And that's what's going to make this nicer. Paying attention to all the little hues and stuff. Okay, so I got to just get that brown out of here. Flush it a little bit. I don't have to really worry about cleaning the airbrush like a super clean. Just want to flush the color out and put a little water in the cup here and just go after it a little bit on the side here. Okay, here we go. Now, sometimes some of the mixtures are very watery, and that catches me off guard later because sometimes I'm waking the colors up from a week old. Okay, so like I'll open the lid, say 2 nights ago, and I'll put a drop of water in there, but sometimes the water comes out and you got too much water, and then you get yourself a watery version of the color. But having said that, it's I don't want to put white in it and remix it and find the darks and lights again. So I kind of try to be careful here and just put this in. Hopefully I can paint this way so you guys can kind of see. There's no shield here. It's just freehand. And I have to pay attention to like where does it end and where does it begin, because it surely doesn't go over there, you know what I mean? It's in here. I'll be second coating it, air drying it, trying to bring it back up to the darkness that original color is supposed to be. Okay, so we got our first piece of wood coming in here that walks its way over here. Let's see, light to dark right here. Let's go up. Start spilling down that way a little bit. And it cuts in the middle right here. Okay, so let's go in a little bit more. Whoops. All right, so, and it's over here. Just kind of freehand. I want it to be very soft. This can have a little help right here. Just like that, a little shield. I'm watching a guy on Instagram, and I do not have his name in my head as far as who he is and that kind of thing, because I think I just found him a little while ago, and he's able to just hardly use any masking at all. He's got the steadiest, like a pinstripe. He's locked in small paintings or medium-sized paintings, and this guy can paint like no tomorrow with the freehand skills. And I mean, I just admire that so much, because we're talking about stuff that I cannot do that. Not like that. Bigger, larger, I can do some of what he's doing, but this man is like, he's going around. I'll give an example with my car painting. Let me get my Mustang here. Okay, so he paints cars and all that. He paints the numbers on the he paints the name BMW on the steering wheel perfectly freehand. So I'm the kind of person, for that line, I want to use Frisket. Okay, so that's this. There we go. So he'll go in and he'll do the headlights and he'll do all of the crazy details. Here's the photograph. Let me show you. This is a large photo. Well, let me get the smaller one. You won't even see this one. It's too big. Yeah, my photo. Where is it? Well, I don't want to waste time trying to find it. It's supposed to be underneath the painting. So, like, unless it's no. But anyway, he can go in and he'll come in here and freehand in the little details like that. That's wrong. I was just experimenting. But he could go in there and make all that look just like a lens. Freehand. He'll walk up here with the free. Now I did that freehand, and it had to be soft, right? But it's not finished. I have to go back in and get all the highlights. But anyway, just when you think you were doing better, you see somebody like that, and you go like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe his work." Okay, so let's go into just looking a little further here. Yeah, this walks away, but I'm going to spray this a little lighter right in here. Just kind of. Okay. I'm still trying to see if I see it anywhere else. I see it there. I see it under this flame a little bit. Right. It's almost the pink. Got to look at that close. Yeah, that's pinkish, which I have mixed. So I'll put that in there. Just looking a little further here. Take this out to the end. Okay, so the flame is going to hop back up in there. So it's time to get the darks and some of the darks established. This is not finished. The flame has to be just cleaned up a little bit, made more like the shape in the photograph. And I will be doing that too as the painting as we go. Okay. The only way I can see comments on here is if I hit live chat and then they pop up. Okay. Okay, so let's go with the darker area. Yeah, it's not even that. It's if I can get the name, I'll let you guys know or share his work or something. But I did follow him on Instagram, but I don't think I can remember the name. He's gonna just pop up there because that's how it works. You know, till you remember somebody, then you can type it in. Okay, so I'm gonna go after this really dark area in here, and I'm gonna use black here. So where am I? I am right in here. It's gonna be like black to some degree. So just be bouncing around, trying to get this to be established. Okay. Stir it up a little bit. They sit around and they get either dried up or is that my black? Hold on. What? Yeah, oh no, it's not my black. Hold on, guys. I grabbed the wrong one. Yeah, I could take the bottle and just squeeze some right into the thing, but I don't want to do that because it's too thick most of the time. Yeah, here's my black. So it's just sitting there. Doesn't take long to mix that color. It's just okay. Here we go. Black. Make sure it's spraying. I got a little test piece down on the bottom. I could use a drop of distilled water in there, just maybe 2 drops, that's it. I got to make it flow a little better. I don't want it grainy. I'm not using any reducer. I'm using distilled water. I've had it actually attack my work. That's not good too. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so we've got the orange. That's orange right there. So let me start in this area. The pencil lines don't matter, right? Because we have, you know, the black is darker. It's not flowing that good, so I'm going to put a little more in there. Yeah, especially when I do, oh, the airbrush is too low. Get rid of that black. So again, it's right here. Adjust the air accordingly, as long as I got it flowing nice. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna go this way. That's a flame. It does go up into here. I start to see a little of color again. So this black can just kind of fade out and leave room for browns or whatever, because it's wood and it can just, do that kind of stuff. And I basically, it just cuts across. A little more air pressure here. Tip dry. It kind of cuts across here in a fade. Darker inside. Okay. And then it walks into this area. I don't know if it goes brown there. Yeah, it does. Okay, so the black kind of ends here. And then I'll just pull the airbrush away a little bit and leave room for that brown. Okay. Got to pay attention to all these little things or else it will look different. Okay. I believe it's up here too. A little bit. Hold on a minute. Find some of these crazy shapes. Let me see what I need here. Spray on the shield and then just go off of it a little bit. I have to be careful too of the little holes that are in that stencil. Okay. Down here, I got to find out where I am. That is back here. I think that's right here. I'm just going to put a little in there right now just to kind of find where it is. I can even change the shape of it. This is in the early stage, so I could come in with, I could try the Tombow. I don't know if that will do it. Yeah, it works. It would not work if it was, really dried. So then I could start to clean up this area right in here. It's a little more of an edge because it is wood, so it can have some harder edges. Because as those little lines shoot up, as they go into the hot flame area, which is right here, it will start to go to an oranger line. And Angela, hello there, and hello, Angel, if you're here, or kind of disappeared. Let me see. Okay, so that's going to just melt into that. This, get in real close. More air pressure and tip dry. Here. I'm going to spray it lighter here though, just to establish it. Go inside this shape right here. It looks like a key hole or something. I'm not sure. It's just the way the wood shredded and ripped apart, right? Okay. Little shapes are going to all come together. So that is there. Find out where I am by putting a little dot. Got to get that tip dry. The black is like, it's behaving just like the white. Very thick, very, just dries out on you. Okay, here, black for a minute, and then it goes to the brown. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take the brown there, and then I can put the black on top of it. I'm gonna fix this a bit. Just get rid of that. That was a fingernail mark, I do believe. Mr. Leahy, hello there, sir. Uh, okay, so yeah, this will be brightened up a little bit. This streak right here, this right here will be, and then the white has to come in here, and it's over in this area a little bit, little by little. You go. This is it's not black, so let me see what that is. It is a brown. It's kind of like, not exactly sure. Let me just spray a little bit of this black in the center there. I'm going to spray a little out here, black. Most of it's a brown kind of color, but it is in some areas, this black, giving a nice edge to that fire. So I'm just kind of just dusting this in a little bit. Get this shape going. Okay. it's a hard edge there. Kind of, sort of. Okay. Almost, you know. This is more chocolatey. I'll just dust a little bit here just to clean that up a little. Okay. I don't want to get too black. It can go from black to the browns a little bit. I want it to be very colorful and cause it to look cool. All right. Just checking to see if there's any more black in my areas here. You can see the pencil work here. So I'm just going to kind of push that in there like that. Freehand it. And let's see, what does this do here? It goes down. Shows a little piece right here, broken up. And then it looks like it starts to go to the browns because everything's getting burned and it's hot. And so there's blacks, but there's, oh, that looks like a, yeah, well, that's there. It looks like a number 5. Okay, so that's good. I can fog it in a little bit right there. Okay. Then when you put the orange in over here, it's going to jump with all the colors around it, right? It's going to pop out. Okay. Down at the bottom, it's browns. Browns, not, you know, even that's brown. So let me get that and stay away from the black now a little bit. I do see a little line I want to put in right in. No, I'm going to use brown. Because the flame that's jumping over the wood and disappearing has to be kind of in the hot brown area, not blacks. Too stark. Okay. Just little by little, and I'm gonna, once the wood is under the flame, then the flame can make more sense of how it's reappearing, and you know, it's reappearing right here. It's kind of like right there, and it's gone, and then it goes away right there, and it reappears right there, and then the big part of the flame. Really cool. It's just like dancing around on the wood there, right? All right, so I need that color, and I would say I could get away with. It's kind of a chalk. I'm going to use the background color. I keep going to my right to grab colors, but I've got a tray on my left here, and that works out good. Okay, black top. Yeah, here we go. So even though this color is just pretty much burnt umber, burnt sienna, sepia, and it says under the log and on top, even though it's not a hard color to mix, there's no matching it. It's just throw some color in there, kind of like the way I had painted before. Just every color just got mixed real quick. But it does have its place on where it is placed on the painting. So I have to pay attention to that. So I study the painting and I look for it, and I see it right there, right here. Intermediate edge here. It's not a stencil. So I'm just going to put it in. And I could see that mixture that I made, which the only color I did not, yeah, there it is. It's getting darker now. All right, let me air dry it. I was going to say it should be getting darker, but it starts out where the browns start to show up, but then you second coat it and third coat it, and it goes there. And that's what I'm waiting for. So it's kind of neat to see the same color kind of be another color, like a brownish hue. Okay, so that goes there. I'll get it a little darker later. It does do a nice little, so this is hitting, a nice little, I need a lot of air pressure for this one. Goes to a point, that's it, I'm ruining the point, but I can just clean that up with an eraser. All right, and it reappears over here. Turn the air down a little. Inch by inch. Just getting rid of some of the overspray. Got a little freehand stuff there. Okay, I can fix that lousy area here. Fingernail kind of messed it up. Now, if that was transparent, be another problem in itself, right? I have the air up on purpose for this part, trying to make the paint move a little. Okay, everything's getting a little darker and a little more in line with everything. What else? That's lighter, that's darker. Second coating. Okay, so now, let's see if I can clean this up a little bit. This is going to be the yellow in the rest of the flame here. I have another Tombow. This one's kind of wiggling out on me. I have the black one that's flat. Okay, so it allows you to push harder and stay with that shape. I'm just cleaning up this area right in here. That's going to be more of a yellow and orange area. And I'll just fuzz out the edge a little more in a minute. Yeah, it's still wet there. Okay. I want to come at it from different directions. Like I say, on other videos, the Createx does not erase nice when it's wet in the wet stage. At least on this board, on like the synthetic paper and stuff, it does. Especially like the way it's designed with Drew's, with the paints that Createx and him kind of worked out, the drying time, the window. Okay, so there's going to be more fire coming in this way. this flame kind of bellies up that way a little more. And I'm going to put in some of the pink. The wood, the wood turned pink down there on the bottom. It's really cool. I'm going to put that in now. I'm bouncing around on it. Let's see if there's anybody talking to me here. I think your flame looked really hot. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, Steve, the guitar. Your father working on that part of the guitar is just so cool to see him on there. And of course, the way you execute it, such tiny stuff, so excellent. Your father would be proud to see. Well, he was proud of your work. That's for sure. My father saw me starting to airbrush and stuff, but my skill levels were more. My father was fascinated with like the VHS videos that I had. Stephen Driscoll, he would sit in the living room, and my father's an oil paint artist, oil paints, acrylics, and he did watercolors eventually. And my father, you touch the brush to the surface and you have your hand touching. So we're sitting in the living room watching Stephen Driscoll paint. I think it was probably Mel Gibson or somebody, I'm not sure, but you're watching this giant portrait on a t-shirt start to appear. And even me at that time, I was like in the very early days of learning it. I used the airbrush in my sign business, but I wasn't really trained. I had nobody showing me. I think I got together with a guy at the boardwalk, and he wanted to learn more about sign painting. No seminars, none of that stuff. And I wanted to learn about t-shirts. So he came over to my garage at the house, and I showed him sign stuff, and he showed me how to do the hold the air on, pull back the trigger, air on, paint off, that kind of stuff. And then my work started to improve even more, because that's a skill that was not shared by the t-shirt guys back in the day, until all the airbrush videos came out and magazine and all that stuff. You can't stop people from learning, If you don't teach it, they're going to find out somewhere, somehow. Okay, so I need the pink. Got like 17 colors, 16 colors mixed for this painting. They're all in my little drawer here that I slip away and put it, it's a bin, it goes back, and even the papers and the things like this for storage, they could just sit in there, and the photographs and stuff, and even the painting can sit in there. So it's one of those drawers. All right, but you can see all the numbers, that's how I'm doing it. So there's like 17. There's a lot of oranges in here that are not the same. There's a couple of different yellows. The yellow here is a lemon yellow. That is more of a chrome, which has disappeared a little bit. I got to bring that back. Yeah, there's all kinds of neat things. So, all right, so I'm going to get the pink. And the pink is right. You can't miss that one. There's my mixture. Now it looks really bad, but I got to stir it a little bit with a clean brush, not gray on it. That'll dirty up that pink. The pink is grayed down. There's no doubt about it. But I don't want to ruin it with a dirty paintbrush. I've got just an old paintbrush here on the side. And I'm just, like when I'm mixing the colors, I might take a drop of violet, especially violet, right? You need a little speckle to put into the yellow to gray it, or you need you don't need a whole drop. And it's very, very precise. And it's like you put one big drop in of something and you go right past the color you're trying to get, and then you got to put more white in, and that kind of stuff. But all right, so let me put this paint on the side here and stir the pink. Oh yeah, got a lot of that color, probably more than I need. And I have, I don't have a sink right here. It's out in the garage. So I just take one of these guys. My distilled water is in, this looks like airbrush cleaner. It's not. Distilled water in there. Whoops. And there's my miniature sink for, you know, for a few minutes, right? Dirty brushes and clean up the brushes. But I'm trying to stay with the distilled water because you don't want, it's just the better water, right? Okay, so airbrush. Got to blow a little bit more. And then when I walk away from the airbrush, you don't have to do a major clean. I could just take the 4012 handwritten because it all wore off, put it in here, shoot it through a little bit, and it's good to not have to do a major cleaning, right? In between painting. Okay, so let's get this pink in there. And there we go, right down in here. Just gonna walk it in. I'm gonna pull the painting up away, it's sitting on a ledge here that I kind of rigged. And I'm gonna just pull the painting back up a little bit out of the way from the ledge. Except I wanna use, just a couple pieces of the white tape again. And I'm gonna pull it up to about there. No, maybe a little higher, so you guys can see me. And I don't want to paint my painting, right? So I want to get rid of that. Keep the little one around. The little one's cropped, so you can't see the pink area. So hopefully you can just know what I'm doing. There's what I'm doing. I'm going to spray this in here. So I better keep this up here. I have to be able to see it. My guide. All right, where does it start? Right under the brown. And the opacity of this paint will put a softer edge on that. And the brown's going to come into it. But in the meantime, it can actually help with edges. So let's see, that's real dark. So I'm just going to kind of spray this in here a little lighter. Just kind of put it in, still see through. I want to see those pencil lines because that's going to be some dark areas. And then it just kind of goes out this way a little bit. And then it goes to the kind of bluish color. Yeah, blue-gray, slate. This is orange, so we just work around that. Let's see, it comes down here, right? Wait, let me see. Yeah, it goes in here. Whoops, watch yourself there. One hand in it. And then it works its way that way. Goes up a little bit, like that. Kind of like that. Okay, so I got some pink in there now. So all different temperatures of the wood, right? Okay, a little second coating here. That's that dark line. Find my registration mark. That's there. Okay, what I'm going to do is make it darker because it's going to be a brown right there, right there. This is dark right here, real dark, and then it's going to reappear here and be dark again. That lines up with that sort of, and then the gray will come in here. So I'm going to put the gray in now. Where else is that pink? The pink is right up on the top here a little bit too. Right in a couple spots. Like it's opaque, so it will probably be fine. Just a little there. And maybe a little bit in here, a little more air pressure. Just making it more and more. Whoa, sorry guys. Huh. How do you do this? It's not like that on Facebook. Okay, well, anyway, you can see what I did there. I just, and then it kind of goes that way a little bit. I'm just going to paint right over that gray and let that be a little lighter right there. Okay, so now we're getting a little, all the different nuances of the wood, just the different things. This, then it goes down into the brown area here. I'll just break into it. It'll all start to make sense as it comes together. I'm going for that, you know, the temperature and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I see it right here too, right under the, and this should bury that line. So I'll just put this in real careful. And it should clean up the brown edge that was where I was erasing. And if it doesn't, I'll just bring the brown back over it. Yeah, there's a little overspray on there, but so that's on the wood and it goes right on off the picture. And I think it's a little bit around here. Yeah, it's right around here. Definitely have too much air going on. And yeah, that's where that is. Where else? Where else? It's over here. It appears right underneath. There's a dark, and then there's orange, and then there it is right here. So I'm just putting it in, and I'll work around it. Right there. It kind of just rolls in here a little bit. And I think it even is over here. This looks like it might be pink. Whoops, too much air pressure, and it blew a spider. It was working fine, doing lines, but anyway, I get that turned down. There, and down under here a little bit. There's going to be orange on that a little, and it right here. So the orange is going to go blending into that anyway. Okay. Back out. And we'll start to look at down here. We're going to go for, you know, the gray. Okay, so here we go. That's the very bottom, right? The focus there. Okay. All right, a little crooked here. There we go. So as this wood starts to surround the other spots, it's kind of comes together, right? As the logs and okay. I was sitting in front of a chimenea when I took all these pictures. This is an original, and I had my camera on sports mode, and I was just watching the fire and the flames dancing around, and I could check pictures too. You know, you can just see what you took by just looking at them, and my goodness, I got some cool pics. Okay, now I need number 13. It's kind of a gray. Sure, right now it looks like it's almost green, but it's not. Because it got so worn down to watery that I saw just like, what color is that? You know, it's like, didn't make sense. Okay. Don't really have to do much with this pink. Blow it out and just put the other color in. Okay, here we go. So we're moving along at least. We're starting to see the wood kind of fill in these areas, and then this looks more and more, you know, the way you want to get it to be. The finished look. Back valve here. Wow. Battery goes down fast on this phone. Got to get a new one. But anyway, plug that in. At least it gave me a warning. Doesn't do that on Facebook, I don't think. Might, but gave me a warning. The back valve there, and just, I'm going to work right up in here next to that pink. And I don't want to ruin the pink, so I'm going to aim kind of like away from it. Oops, I don't want to spray on the painting either. So let me do that. I'm treating this one kind of like a transparent. I'll put in the lines with a darker color. Just kind of get that in there like that. Okay, so now that's pure pink there, so dirty up the other color a little bit with this. Just a little bit. Okay. Matter of fact, it melts right into it, kind of. It's too, I don't know what happened, but my color is too dark, so I'm just going to spray it lighter because I need to dust it in at least. That'll get darker even. Just kind of finding things, you know. Okay. Where else? Where else? Where else? You just see how dark this is here. This is where the wood starts to change over. Sorry, there. Gotta get this back out. Yeah, the great airbrushes. So if you can get one, I don't know what kind of airbrush you're using, Michael, but good investment, right? Okay, so again, we'll start to bring this in. And all right, so right down here, I'm going to cut in and start to put in brown. That would be the real. So I'm, like I said, I am bouncing around with colors. I am going to make an adjustment here. I feel like it's too dark. That's all right though. It's an easy fix for. Okay. So now we're going to go put that on the side there. Put my lid back on. Little spill-proof habits. Okay. The pink, yeah, the pink doesn't have its lid on it either. Clean up aisle 7 here now. Where's my pink lid? There's my brown. Oh, come on. It's funny how this stuff, like, where does this stuff go? That's my little squirt sheet that I have a stack of. There's my little not close enough, type of things. So I'm just tidying up underneath me a little bit with the stencils and things that are in my way in the drawer below. Okay, now I need that lid. I'd like to find it at least. Did it hit the floor? Let's see. This always seems to happen where you get that one thing that you don't find after the stream is over. And then sometimes you don't find it at all. But anyway, it's in the bin, so it's sitting safe. And now I want to take my brown, and I'm going to start going after some areas that are cutting around the log, the fire. The fire is up in there and reappears over here, over here. The hottest orange in the whole painting, and it is too. Not just because it's next to the blue, it's really got more red in it and what have you. All right, so now I want to take the dark brown and go, whoops, what's going on? Oh, it's stuck under my cart. Add out a little bit. It's on wheels, so I can move it around a little bit. All right, so where was my brown going to be? It's going to be right here. So I got a nice edge here I'm going to kind of pay attention to. So I need my shield here. I think I can get away with that right there. It's on an angle, so just, whoa, no, 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 no. Just sculpt it out a little bit, freehand. Now to round this, it goes, got to get this shape right. Hold on 1 second, guys. I got to put it on my lap. Finding more pink too. Okay, I'm gonna just redraw this, not redraw, just establish it a little bit better with a pencil because it is dark, so it won't matter. Right in here. So what's it doing? It's going, okay, this little piece comes out, so it kind of cuts in here more like this. And then this piece kind of juts out like that. This goes up on an angle more like that. Then this shoots up like I have it, but it stops there, and then it starts going this way, just like I have it. I just have to know where I'm going. And then it goes into there. So I'll actually have a little brown right in here. Give myself a little note. And I'll have some brown just rolling right out of here. And then it goes down. Now this dark, I'll use another brown as I fade out because that's what I see. Unless this works. I don't know. I didn't put a lot of sepia in it. So let's just get these edges right. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to try to paint where you can see it. Just freehanding in the shape. Whoops, right there. Got to go after that tip dry a lot. And I don't always pay attention to that. Okay. Now I'm going to spray it lighter. First I'll second coat this one. Get that darker chocolate brown in there. It almost goes black, which I could put right on top of that later. Now I'm going to pull the airbrush away because what it's doing is it's going to start to fade onto the flame, which is just a little, I'll just treat it like this. Tip dry. Rock the needle a little bit. Scrape it all around. Whoops, spit. At least it's spit where I'm spraying. Kind of has like a shape here that's kind of a line right there. So I'll just paint it in. You have an Awada C and the Eclipse Plus Badger Renegade. That sounds good. I've never used Tim's brush. I know that he swears by it and a lot of people love it. So that's cool. You can even talk to him about, whoa, sorry guys, it doesn't behave, unless there's some other feature to zoom. Let me just try hitting it real. Nope, I can't seem to. All right, well, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm trying to get that established. This goes pink out here actually too, the end of that log. You can see it kind of pinking out there a little bit with the oranges going back over it. All right, so now that one is kind of in the blue family. So let's see. What do I want to do here? I want to get a little more color in here, so let me try that. Okay, I'm going to spray a little bit in here. It's a bluer gray. Got to get that dark color out of here again. So let's see. We want to get this baby to be smoother over here. More of a faded edge. Just second coating. I'm going to knock this one back even further. You can see it. It's right there. Mine's showing up a little too much, so I want to knock it back almost to where you can't see it, but it's there. This I'll have to work on later. Okay, so back out. Sometimes you get the zoom and you forget it's zoomed in. Micron would be nice, right, Steve? About getting the Drew Blair custom airbrush. You won't go wrong with that baby. You're talking about the Takumi, or no, Takumi, with the soft spring and the low rider trigger, which I have in here. Low rider trigger, so it's just a shorter trigger, and then, whoops, sorry, and then the soft springs in here, and the whole action is just much better. My student, the last when I had my school open, he bought a brand new one of these guys, the SMSB, and the handle, they have the square cut top and the trigger and all that, and I was just going back and forth between mine and his, and I was like, man, that was just too high up. The whole idea of the low rider trigger is the tendon in your finger. Drew goes like this when he paints. He doesn't go out here. I try to do what he does, but then he can just kind of just wiggle a little bit. He has a video on how he uses the airbrush, I'm pretty sure. But I've tried that. But the thing is, it's still, even with the low rider trigger and even the way I still do it, I'm almost back there. I'm not like the t-shirt gum where you're out here, like that. Anyway, yeah, just the feel of that new airbrush right out of the factory was like, let me have my airbrush back. Drew's still using his original. He's got worn marks right here. It's all brassy looking. And yeah, so even though he's selling all that, he's got his, it's like a baseball player with his favorite mitt, right? He's got it all worn and broken in, and he loves it, and that's what counts, right? All right, so I was going to do the blue up in here, that's right. So I was just touching up in here a little bit. One more pass on this area, just to make it a little cleaner looking. Killing some overspray right there. There we go. And just kind of, I see what it's doing over here. It's going to kind of do something like that. Okay. to the a little bit more of the log, another log color here. Okay, so we've got, no, I'm not a fan of that. The square trigger, I wasn't when I tried it. I did love his airbrush, brand new, you know, everything's working fine. But the extra things that I have on my airbrushes now, this just the soft springs alone are wonderful. I still have the original trigger on this one, which you can kind of see the difference, right? A lot more, your hands up here a lot more, but it's got a soft spring. So, yeah. Oh, something's not working right here. Wait. I've been using this all day for mixing colors, so I don't know what's going on there. I got to check that out. Didn't fall or anything to the floor, so it's not that. Maybe the needs maybe a little paint got back in there. All right, so I need, oh gosh, what do I need? I need my number 9. Too many colors. Green? No way, it's not the green. That's not the color. I have it numbered wrong. It's a blue. All right, I got to figure out that. It's very easy when you have 17 colors to mess up something, you know, to get something to be just numbered wrong. I'm just not going to take a chance and spray that all. I'd rather remix it later. All right, so right now we want, okay, so I took this out right here. There's a little flame that's shooting up here. So I'll show you how I'll treat that. There it is, it's a ghost flame. I had put it in the wrong spot. And I still have to cut in here and get that. So that would be where I would use my correction color. Okay. Which I'm not going to get into any color theory about that because, again, that's something I want to teach more in depth, maybe in the fall, Zoom classes, trying to reestablish myself in the business world when I retire, if I can. Okay, what do I need? Oh, the correct color. Just a little bit. Bear with me here. All right, so obviously the little orange thing was in the wrong place, the little flame that was kind of coming up there. And so I wasn't worried about taking it out. Again, when you're using opaques, you can do things later to get them to be. So what I need is, I could probably just aim it. I could make a mark to where I want it, because the last time it wasn't in the right spot. I could make a little registration mark there and just know. And this brown has to cut in more, so that negative space will be more filled in. So I'm just going to go for it. It's pretty straight, actually. It's very straight. So I've got to think of where it bends. Where does it start? Let's see. It starts right here. Whoa. I was cleaning out the airbrush and I forgot to turn it down. So it's wider than it really is going to be. Whoops, sorry. It's wider, but that's all right. It's going to be, the color's going to show up on there, and it's a faded out color anyway. So I'll just kind of get a little stronger here, right there. There we go. Now I could put a flame in there. And even the edge of this flame over here, I do need some air pressure, has a little bit of a highlight of orange that whoops, I can just paint on that and put the brown back on top, just like that. All right, so now, get my orange out. Oh no, while I got this in there, I want to get the big shield, that big boy, I think. Yeah, I kind of lost a little bit of where it goes to. It goes a little higher than I have it, right? I cleaned it up a little bit. So I'll just put white there first, just to bring the yellow back. Whoops, get that wiped off. And tilt it in a little more. There. That's where the yellow is going to go just back on there. It got a little dirty from the overspray. So I'll just put a little in there like that. And here. And just clean it up a little bit. Okay, and then down here, there's actually a white, a lot more white. I'll put white, pure white in too after, but right in here, there's a white right here by my finger. Soft, it's like a circle. It's right here. It's fuzzy. I don't know if my phone just said you're live. Of course, I've been live. I hope the feed is still working, guys. Now here, and it goes right up pretty high to about there. A little stronger right here. Okay, and then it reappears there. So I might as well just clean it up all in there. Good. And then that yellow is going to come down in here and cut a path. So I will put the yellow in there. Right there. Send it up there a little more. Okay. So let's get the yellow back on there so it don't look stupid. Do I have enough in here? So I'm just repairing something, that's all. Clean this up a little more. One more little pass over these strategic areas. Okay, just enough. Looks kind of cool like that too, but I'm not going to leave it like that. And this is yellow. It's got a little brown in there. So you can see the speckles on the yellow. See them right up in here. I can see them. I don't know if you guys. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Push the orange back a little. Like that. And then it just kind of goes here a little bit. So I'm just reworking what I already have. Okay, now it's time for the yellow. And it's the chrome, it's the chrome yellow. It's not the lemon yellow. The lemon yellow is down here a little bit. This yellow is more intense. And that would be number 2. Getting time to wrap up almost. But this should look cool. There we go. Okay, so watch here. Ready? Repair, right? A little overspray and garbage. There we go. kind of blows out right around here. It fogs out a little right in this area. And this comes back. There we go. And then I have to bring the oranges in and melt them a little bit. That kind of thing, back and forth over here. Real bright spot right here. This goes like this. Got a lot of high air pressure right now on purpose. Trying to get the feather strokes, dagger strokes. This might need some white on it right here. It's going to. Second coating it, second, third coating it. Okay. All right, so you can kind of see how I brought that back a little bit. This yellow kind of does go in here a little bit. Like that. Okay, before I ruin it. There. Over here. I'll be putting second coats and third coats on that. And there's the orange too that's shooting off there. So this is just the yellow right now. I don't want to mess it up. I'm seeing a little green in this yellow right here. And I got to make that adjustment. I see it right here, green. Do that later. So that's the lemon yellow. I don't want to mess with that. Chrome yellow right here, a little bit more. And this is a little fatter. Underneath that. Kind of just does that. I'll be putting the white under this right here. This part going green on me right there because I didn't put the white there first. But it gives you at least a feel of where like this is going. This orange. I'm going to put a little yellow under here, just a little, like right here, just waiting for the orange. Okay, it'll make it brighter. And right in here, this little dancing, I missed it just a little bit right there. And then the orange, that's where it's going to dance over the wood, such as that right there, back and forth. Okay, where else can I put this? This is yellow. I could put it in here a little bit more and put the orange on top of it. Fog out the edges of that so it looks like fire right in here. I'll just put this here for now. It's going a little green, but I'm going to use the correction color for that. All right, so yeah, go slow, get more done. In here, a little bit of yellow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just looking. Okay. So, what's the top look like there? See the wide view is so much nicer. The horizontal is just so much nicer than the vertical portrait mode. So, all right. So we're at 2 hours just now. I think. Okay, so you can see it's going to tighten up. Everything will tighten up more and more as we go. Um, I'll be painting it again next week, probably right here on YouTube. Get the orange out and end the video with a little of how I have that orange there. Okay, so I would say, let's see, what do I need? I think I'll use, yeah, I'm going to use the number 4 orange. I, I think that'll be good. Got all these colors mixed. You don't want to waste them, you know. They start drying up. Might even do I'm not promising, but I might even do this live feed when somebody else is not doing something during the week, you know, because my paints will dry up and that's not good. I'm just going to put this little orange line in here. Okay, that looks pretty. This will be reestablished right here. So right coming off of here. I might be blocking it, but I can't do it any other way. Okay, just want to, that orange comes out and the yellow goes back. So, okay, that will get fixed. Let's get this orange on here. Nope, it's not the right orange. So I'll just get the other orange. It's the hot orange. It's very, very hot orange. Red orange almost. Big difference. And then the brown goes over it, so it knocks it back anyway, right? So a little overtime here. No extra charge, right? Okay. Okay, it's there. I'll go back in here now. Like I said, this edge is lit up a little. Not a lot, just a little bit right here. Making it wider than I need to because this kind of just blends in. Okay, this is more fiery, so we'll put a little fire there. This, I'm on a roll, baby. And then I can put that little white there. So let me just aim this up again. Okay, so we'll get it's a little straighter. It goes a little, I'm putting more in than I need, guys. I'm making it more, then I can cut it with the brown, sorry. A lot more orange on here. That fixes a lot there. Whoops. Don't turn the air off while you're doing it. Turn the air on, rather. Blow it out that way. And here, this is a hot tip right there. Hot tip. Okay. A little more fire right here. Kind of, this whole area is kind of orangier right there. Okay, I'm gonna make that a little bit, there we go. Now I'll just take the brown and we'll end the video with that. This is orange, more orange in here. See, that's how you make flames, all these little guys like that, right? The dagger stroke, but we're gonna get the brown on that. I'm going to put a little bit of sepia into my mixture already. and I'll just clean up that a little bit and we'll call it a video in a minute. I need sepia. Just plop it in there and make it darker. Too much brown. Put a little blue in there too, right? Kill the orange, because it's a very orangey kind of color at first. All right, here we go. A little cleaner, a couple shots through there. I'm hanging, so you guys are hanging. Okay. Okay, here we go. Dark color. So it's a lot different than like doing Mike Lavallee or Lavallee, right? He's amazing. He was amazing. I'm sorry he's gone, but yeah, it's different than that. This is a specific shape I'm going for, specific picture I'm copying. That guy could just walk flames down the side of a van. I was watching him on a video, you know, just out of his head, just blue flames, all kinds of good stuff. So now, let's see. I'll get one of Steve's shields that he likes a lot. It's more fuzzy. I should do it freehand. Just gotta be careful. Definitely a fuzzier edge. Come on, air pressure. Trying to work the Mac valve with my left hand. Nothing's coming out there. Fuzz that out a little bit more. Getting there. Just gotta make it smaller and more fuzzier on the right side. Whoops, a little bit of a flood there. Okay, better just push it that way. Air dry that. But you get the idea. It's starting to knock it back into the background. So just work that out there. Too much air pressure. That's what the problem is. Taking my time, just trying to get that shape back a little bit. There we go. It's starting to come back. So it's a straight up little guy. And then I'm going to fog over it with the actual brown like that. And it will knock it into the picture and get hotter too, as you can see it. So the more I do it, the more it will go back where it's supposed to be. So, okay. I think we got a lot accomplished here. Got a little brown in the gun. I might as well put it where it's supposed to go. And when each color gets next to the other, like the pink and all that, it starts making more sense visually because the white goes away, right? And so color takes over. And then it's like all this white kind of like doesn't really happen right now, you know. But anyway, I'm just gonna turn the air down a little bit more and make that darker. Try to get a little pump stroke going here. man, tip dry on this brown and the blacks. Really, really gets going here. I want that fuzzy a little bit. There we go. And I want it really dark. And then it has like things like this in it. Air pressure. It has little brown areas that kind of are lighter. As soon as I get this to behave, I mean, a lot of air pressure because I want to just whisper it in right here. No whispering. And that'll go up in here. Little cracks in the wood and stuff that get put in there. Don't want to lose the lighter brown there. All right, guys, so before I mess it up, this is not going to stay gray like that. Then it will be a little dirty in here. You'll be like fogging a little bit of the brown on there. That kind of stuff. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next week at the same time on YouTube. And if I do it sooner, I will just let everybody know with a little heads up thing. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, that template has a lot of shapes on it. It's definitely. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Be safe. God bless, as always. And yeah, here we go. There we go. Pull it away a little bit. There. And I love when I get this off here. I just like that clean look. Like, right? I don't mind putting the tape back on again. Just on these edges here. That's how I am. I like to see it. See that clean look, right? There we go. Okay, guys. So there it is. A little cleaned up. Good night. Take care.